Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave, this is Oz Tech. In today's video we'll have a quick look at all the parts that I'll be using in my upcoming build using my Lian Li 011 Dynamic XL case, which I reviewed in my previous video. I'll put the link up here. Okay, so let's have a quick look at them. Okay, first up guys, disclaimer, I'm not sponsored at all by anybody, any of these manufacturers. I've bought everything here you see myself. Okay, so first off we have the motherboard, which is MSI's X570. Okay, this is one of MSI's motherboards on the MPG range on the AM4 socket, which includes the Godlike, the Ace and the Unifan. This motherboard is a 12+2+1 VRM. Power delivery, more than enough for most people. Only the LN2 guys need more. It supports 2nd and 3rd gen AMD Ryzen CPUs and a max CPU support for either the Ryzen 9 3950X or the new Zen 3 5950X. Okay, it also comes with Lightning Gen 4 PCIe and M.2 support with up to 64 gigabytes per second bandwidth speeds. It's got 3 PCIe Gen 4 x 16 slots for your GPUs, etc. 2 PCIe x 1 slots, 3 Lightning Gen 4 M.2 NVMe slots, and 4 SATA ports at 6 gigabits per second, supporting RAID 0, 1 and 10. It comes with the extended heat pipe design, connecting the VRM heatsink to the X570 chipset, equipped with 4 slot DDR4 boost steel armored memory slots, and supports up to DDR4 5000 MHz, which is obviously overclocked XMP, and a max of 128 gigabit dual channel memory. Okay, the rear I/O. As we can take a look at the rear I/O, we have a clear CMOS button, the flash BIOS buttons, Intel's new Wi-Fi 6 AC200 antenna connectors, the latest Wi-Fi standard, and it also supports Bluetooth 5.1. Next we have the legacy PS2 port, which is mostly used for overclockers these days. Below that is the 2 USB 2.0s, in which the lower one is used for flashing or updating the BIOS. Next along we have 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports. Then we have 1 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A and Type C ports. Above that we have Intel's 1 gigabit LAN port, and alongside that is the 2.5 gigabit Realtek LAN port. Okay, below that we have a further 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, and to finish off we have the 7.1 HD audio, which is Realtek ALC 1220 codec. Okay, the onboard ports for the front I/O on the motherboard itself, we have 1 3.2 Gen 2 Type C, 4 3.2 Gen 1 Type A, and 4 USB 2s. The front I/O on this motherboard will fully support my Lian Li 011 XL case. So the total of this motherboard is 17 available USB ports. Try using them all at once. Okay, next up, CPU of choice is the Ryzen 9 3900X. Okay, it's one of the best CPUs on the market. It's a 12-core, 24-thread beast of a CPU on the 7nm process. It also comes with the Race Prism cooler, which I won't be using. And yes, you can still buy this CPU today. The CPU will be more than fine for me, as I'll be primarily using it for content creation and the odd game here and there. So I'm not worried about overall gigahertz speed, as I'm after the cores and threads for faster rendering times, etc. Okay. I know the Ryzen 5000 series has now been released, guys, in a couple of months, but try getting one of the 5900X or the 5950X here in Australia. The 3900X is a base clock speed of 3.8 and a max single core boost up to 4.6 and a total of 70 megabytes of ongoing onboard cache. Okay, AMD are advertising 105 watt TDP, which doesn't really mean much, and max operating temperatures of around 95C. Okay, quick note for the difference between AMD and Intel CPUs is that AMD have the pins on the chip and Intel has the pins on the motherboard socket, hence the cover on the Intel motherboard sockets. Next up, to cooling, the 3900X is the all-new Kraken, say all-new, a few months old now, Z73. 360 IAO with a 7th gen Asetek pump head and cold plate, and it comes with thermal paste already pre-applied, or you can personalize this all-in-one liquid cooler through NZXT's CAM software interface. With this you can do more than simply just tune the settings. You can now display your favorite animated GIFs or CAM software information, i.e. GPU or CPU temperature. Okay, it's also backed with a 6-year warranty. Included are NZXT's own AERP radiator fans designed for high static pressure liquid cooling, etc. Alright, featuring a chamfered intake and fluid dynamic bearing. They deliver silent operation, long-term reliability, and powerful cooling performance. Alright, the speeds are rated on average between 500 and 2000 RPM. Okay, case fans. I was going to be using the Lian Li BR digital RGB fans, but Lian Li recently released the SL120s, the Unifans. The new fan you can daisy chain together and connect up to 4 fans together. When you buy the multi-pack, these come with a controller to connect your fans directly, only using 2 cables that comes off the 4 fans, minimizing your fan wiring for standard traditional fans, which is a huge bonus when it comes to cable management when building a PC. So on the controller, you can connect up to 4 groups, totaling 16 fans. Then from the controller, it's just 3 cables to your motherboard, SATA power connectors to power the fans and the PWM and RGB, making it easy for cable management. The 120mm fans are powered by the 12 volts and the LEDs are 5 volts, so don't get these mixed up. Our fan speed is rated between 800 and 1900 RPM. They're also fluid dynamic bearings, so they're pretty quiet, and Lian Li states noise levels between 17 and 31 decibels depending on your fan speed. Okay guys, next up, a GPU of choice is MSI's RTX 2060 Super GPOC edition. Yes, I know it's a bit of an overkill with the 3900X, but at the time when I bought this, when I bought all these parts, it was the height of the pandemic, mid last year, to be honest. I bought all these, to be honest guys, I bought all this stuff in May 2020, okay? This is now January 2021. This is how long it's taken me to get to this. Okay, bought all in May 2020, and I had a heart attack in early June 2020. So it set me back 6 months. I was just about to start my new YouTube channel, and then obviously I got pretty sick pretty fast. So yeah, I'm back on my feet now, so which is good. So GPU of choice, as I say, this is a stopgap until the new RTX 30 series arrive. So before you all start shouting and bawling, okay. So 30 series is out now, but it's pretty hard to get hold of. Okay, now this will go into my 4-year-old Z170 i5 6600 build, which is currently a GTX 1070. Okay, it will be around 25-30% faster than the 1070, etc. Okay, so, but apart from that, little surprise, since I bought this, I've managed to get my hands on nothing less but, make sure it's up the right way. Okay, MSI's GeForce RTX 3090 Gamimg Trio X, or Gamimg X Trio, sorry, I should say. Okay, so funny story, I was in having a look just for memory or something, I can't remember, recently in my local PC store, and I just happened to, as you do, walk around the store, see what else there is, and there was a 13070 left, and that was it, and this was up the very top shelf, but I didn't notice it until I was walking out, and it had just been left. Customer did order it, pre-order it, it came in, he decided he didn't want it, so he just put it on the shelf that morning as I walked in, and I snaffled it. So yeah, so what have we got here? GeForce RTX 3090. I know guys, that means I've got 2 GPUs, and people out there are struggling to get one. Okay, so this is going to be my new beast in the build. Put that one aside. As I say, that will go into my 4-year-old i5, was it? i5 6600K that I have. I've had it for the last 4 years, which I built 4 years ago. Okay, so long overdue an overhaul. Yes, I know this card's not cheap, and the wife's probably going to kill me when she finds out when I put the display up. But this computer's going to last me for the next 3 to 5, maybe longer years. Okay, and that was the card to go for. So further down the line, I hope to upgrade to the Ryzen 9 5900X if I can eventually get one. Okay, but we'll wait and see. By then, AM5 socket will be out. Yeah, I'm sure by now you've all seen the reviews on that for the 3090. Okay, and the speculation, oh, it's overpriced, blah blah blah. But that's fine. That's fine. It is overpriced, but it's my card. I don't care. Okay, it has the usual PCI Gen 4, 10,496 compute units, clock speed 1785, 19.5 gigabits memory speed, and 24 gig of the GDDR6X memory. Okay, power consumption of around 370 watts max. It's powered by 3 8-pin power connectors. The card weighs in around 1500 grams or 1.5 kilos. The card dimensions are 323 millimeter long, 140 millimeter high, and 56 millimeter deep. Okay, the rear I/O consists of 3 DisplayPort version 1.4 and 1 HDMI version 2.1. Okay, so now if you want to overclock the card, this can be done using MSI's Afterburner software. Personally, I'm not really a fan of overclocking, as the system will be fast enough for me, and also it avoids all the extra heat, power consumption, and the extra stress in your components, guys. It's not worth it. Alright, the card is also VR ready and G-Sync compatible, etc, etc. Moving on to the memory, here we have G.Skill's Trident Z Neo, 64 big kit, 2 kits, 232 gigs sticks, timing CL18, 22, 22, 42, running at 1.35 volts. Okay, and it's on the QVL list for my Gamimg X570 Ace. Okay, so funny story, I did have another kit here of Kingston HyperX Fury. Okay, that's 32 gigabit kit. All right, 2 16s, actually 4 DIMMs, but when I try to fit these on the motherboard, they worked okay, but once I put the cooling on, the cooling was pushing up against slim DIMM slot 1. Okay, it was actually slightly kinking the DIMM, and I didn't want to risk any issues with the memory, especially for booting and stuff, or not recognizing the memory, because it was a bit tight on this pump head with the two 90 degrees coming out the side. You'll see in the build video anyway, I'll show an example of that, and that's the reason I went with the 2 sticks. Okay, but the 2 sticks happen to be CL18. Okay, so but 2 sticks, 64 gig, so more than ample for me. Okay, so happy days. Thank you very much. Says me, I said I'll probably put these in the wife's build, who's a Mac lover. Yeah. Okay, and what I did forget to say, I do have some NTH2 thermal paste from Noctua. Okay, that's what I will be using. Okay, when I go to fit the cooler to the, obviously the CPU, the cooler does come pre-applied, but I'll be taking that off and putting the NTH2 thermal paste, which is highly recommended by obviously a lot of builders, etc. Just checking the overhead. Dun, dun, dun. See what happens. There you go. 22 Australian dollars. Okay, and that's 3.5 grams thermal paste. Okay guys, moving on to the storage. I didn't go for the Gen 4 NVMe drives. Okay, instead I went with Adata's XPG SX8200 Pro. Alright, these are the 2 terabyte versions. I've actually got 2 of them here. Okay, you can see from the overhead, there's actually 2 drives. There's a drive here, drive there. Okay, this is what I'm going to be using for my main Windows drive and my scratch drive for editing, etc. Okay, they are 3500 read and 3000 write, thereabouts. So they're pretty quick. Nowhere near as expensive, obviously, as the Gen 4s. So I decided to put the money into capacity, not speed. Okay, long-term benefits a lot better. Further down the line, I can go Gen 4 if I wish to. Okay, and also just for general storage, etc. Likes of archive video, iTunes, video, movies, etc. I have two of these 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda compute drives, 7200 RPM. I think they're 256 megabyte cache, I'm not sure. Alright, I know nobody uses hard drives these days, but they're good for storage. Okay, unless you upload to the cloud, etc. or a local NAS, network attached storage. Okay, but as I say, my Lian Li 011 case, which I reviewed in a previous video, it has 2 hot swap bays. Okay, so there's two bays, each containing 2 hard drives or 2 SSDs, etc. So these will slide into the top hot swap, okay, and do that for storage. I will in time probably look for the 16 gigabyte version of this, but it's nearly like $800 Australian dollars, so it's pretty expensive at the minute, and you've got to justify it by, you know, being able to use it. If you can't use it, you can't justify it. Anyway, I digress and rambling. I have 2 of them, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8 terabyte of storage. I've actually got another 1 terabyte NVMe drive there, same as that, only 1 terabyte conversion. So I might actually put that into a build for the wife, but she's a Mac lover. She's got an iMac 5K. It's a few years old now, but she loves it, and that suits her. She's refusing to go to Windows. Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But anyway, yeah, the XPGs, obviously, it's the fastest SSD to date that Adata do for themselves. I think there's a new Gamut, or whatever you call it, the 4K, the Gen 4 one, but I don't need it. I don't want it. Not yet, anyway. All right, obviously they're a lot faster than SATA drives or hard drives by far. Okay, these particular things here, they've got like 2,000 or 2 million hours before failure, and it also comes with a 5-year warranty. It's got NAND flash 3D TLC drive. All right, as I said, 2 terabytes is my main operating system drive, and the other 2 terabytes is my scratch drive for videos, editing, etc. Also, as I say, the 2 Barracudas. Okay guys, everything that you see here, I'll have links in the description below. They are Amazon affiliate links. Okay, I am part of the affiliate program, so anything you purchase using them links helps me out. I get a small percentage of it at no cost to yourselves. Okay, so you will be helping the channel. It's a brand new channel. This is only my 2nd video. Okay, so I'm just trying to get out there and do something that I love doing. More to come on, you know, the tech, Australian tech anyway, or any kind of tech. I've got reviews coming up for Mavic Mini, drones, etc. What cameras to use for YouTube's, microphones to use for YouTube, etc. So there's a lot to come out. Anything you buy helps me, you know, bring you more content. Next up is going to be the power supply. I've gone for the all new MSI MPG A850 watt GF gold rated power supply. It's fully modular to reduce clutter and improve airflow. The A stands for ATX, 850s for watts. The G stands for gold rated, and the F stands for fully modular. Okay, I do have some cable extensions, red and black, for this build, but whether I put them in or not is another thing. Most of them are going to be hidden. It's just going to be the graphics card you're going to see. Okay. Alright, this unit has all the protection you'll ever need. Overvolt protection, undervolt protection, overcurrent protection, overpower protection, short circuit protection, and over temperature protection. All the protections. Okay. As I mentioned, it's 80 plus gold certified with 90% efficiency or higher. Okay, on the US voltage system, the 115 volts, or 92% on the 220 to 240 volt UK system, Europe system, and Australia system markets. Okay, it's also fitted with 100% Japanese capacitors, ensuring long-term reliability, and also comes fitted with the 140mm fluid dynamic bearing fan, which whisper quiet, and also has a 10-year warranty. Okay, so I hope you like this, guys. Please consider subscribing and consider hitting the like button and hitting the bell button to be notified. Okay, so my next video will be the PC build itself. It'll be a straightforward build for beginners. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and please consider subscribing, as I said, smashing that like button, as it really helps the channel grow, the algorithm, and also helps me bring better content. Okay guys, thanks very much. This is OzTech and I'm Dave. See you in the next one.